It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
And we are live on Facebook. We are live-ish. Everywhere else it is Car Con Carne, still held in captivity. Car Con Carne in quarantine. I'm James Van Alstyne. And you, yes, you could win a $50 gift card. Who wouldn't like a $50 gift card to Byron's Hot Dogs? Oh, my God. In Chicago, 2 locations, one in Irving Park, kind of in Wrigleyville, and then the other on Lawrence, just west of Ashland. I love their dogs. They're one of the best. And you can score a $50 gift card to Byron's simply by qualifying via signing up for the Car Con Carne newsletter. There's a post on the front page of Car Con Carne. You can also click on newsletter on carconcarne.com for your shot to win. And if nothing else, even if you don't win the $50 gift card, which would be lovely because, again, it's Byron's, you'll get regular correspondence from me to you. Find out about upcoming guests. Find out about things like when, say, Sebastien Derbomez from William Grant is joining us. Nice to see you again. Last time we talked was Father's Day. I'm just going to have you on every few months to celebrate some kind of holiday.
Please do. I'm loving it.
So you are a brand ambassador at William Grant & Sons, which has a portfolio of fantastic spirits. And I figured here we are. We're now 3 weeks away from Christmas. Gift buying season is in full gear. Everyone's looking for stuff that will be meaningful, or just stuff to help us bridge the path from 2020 to 2021. You've got all the right products. I thought you could maybe recommend some stuff, some holiday gifts from your line. And I'm hoping, and I'm assuming what you might recommend will kind of cross a bunch of different price ranges. So I mean, I know you probably have reasonably priced to upscale stuff. So I kind of wanted to touch on bottles for every budget and interest.
Yeah, I got literally something going from $25, $30 range all the way to $300 if you want to give something very, very special to someone you love. Very,
very special. The sort of bottle you don't leave out for
no,
company to see. Yeah.
You just put it out for special occasion with very close friends and family.
I want to kind of end on the gin because that seems like the most universal thing. Let's start with tequila. I think tequila gets a bad rap, mostly because I think people just are used to drinking bad tequila.
That's right. Yeah. Most of the time, the mixto tequila that you start with in nightclubs or bars are often, unfortunately, the one blamed for the bad rap. Mixto tequila, I know we say like, high quality tequila made with blue agave, not like Milagro here. It's a beautiful product from Mexico. And this one is very special because it's a Milagro Select. I'm only quite upset, actually, because I couldn't get my hand on the new bottling that we recently launched, which is a beautiful new label, very colorful, inspired by the color of Mexico City. And in Colorado, I couldn't get my hand on it. But also,
although that is a beautiful looking bottle. I mean, it's a gorgeous presentation.
Still, absolutely. But I really wanted to showcase a new one. And I went around in the bottle shop in Colorado, couldn't find it. But this is aged in bourbon barrel and French oak. And this is very special. So if you want to try something, try Milagro Select. Highly recommend it. This is a Blanco. You go, obviously, all the way to the Añejo. And the Añejo is a sipping tequila. And that will make you feel a lot better about tequila in general if you try that.
See, that's just it. I think people have been drinking the wrong tequila.
Yes, definitely. With the lime and the salt and shooting it. Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us have that same attitude we had in college where there's like a self-flagellation aspect to tequila. It's supposed to make me angry and pained, but it's not. It doesn't be that way.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to. It's something you can truly enjoy and sip. You can make a beautiful margarita as well too, using fresh lime. And that's another thing too, like the sour mix. This is the wrong way to go with tequila. Fresh lime, give it a squeeze, and use agave syrup as well too, that you can find in every grocery store these days, instead of the Cointreau, and do it's just a margarita like that, using agave syrup and fresh lime. It's called Tommy's Margarita. It's fantastic.
But agave syrup, it doesn't have alcohol in it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's made with the plant. Yeah, Cointreau does. But the agave syrup is made with the agave plants, the same than tequila. So, you know, I don't need to explain you how well they go together. And with the fresh lime, oh man, now I want one.
So as we're talking about this, I mentioned that you're a brand ambassador, and this 2020 has been a tough year to do any embassing. Are you basically doing everything virtual? You're basically spreading the gospel over.
We do,
Zoom
unfortunately,
meetings?
these days. Yeah, we do. I was able to do through this crazy period, because we've been there since March now, and it's been, up and down. So we had a couple of opportunity to go down in our local markets and see people face to face, but mostly everything has been online. Yeah, as you can tell, you mentioned before, our lighting now it's amazing. I've got all the professional equipment at home.
Oh yeah,
I've never been so clean, ever.
The hardest thing for me, and people who are listening after the fact can't get a sense of just how good your screen looks. I need to remind myself that I'm conducting an interview, because I kind of feel like I'm watching a TV segment looking at you. Then I have to take myself out of it and realize, oh no, I've got to keep this moving forward. This seems like a perfectly pleasant local news segment. We're talking about spirits today and our special guest is Seb. Okay.
Yeah, we've been working on that very hard.
Let's talk whiskey. Okay,
whiskey. I like it. Let's do this. Okay, so I've got 3 options here for you. Starting from, in terms of prices, starting with this beautiful single malt called Glenfiddich 14 years old. So that's the new version here. I've got an open bottle of the old label, but I'm actually very happy on that one.
Now, let's be honest. You open a bottle up, you open the wrapping, and you see that container. You're like, oh, this is a good holiday.
This is an amazing holiday. And if you like American whiskey, so this single malt was aged exclusively in American oak. Okay, so a lot of the whiskey, the single malt you'll find around, they have a bit of sherry. They age with sherry oak as well too. This one is American oak only, so a bourbon barrel for 14 years, and then a few extra months in new American oak, and that give it like an extra layers of like toffee and vanilla. And I have to say, I did a terrible mistake to put my wife on this single malt, and she's going through it like she absolutely loves it. It's a beautiful drop.
Now, here's the thing: if you have a fireplace at home, or if not, if you have a fire pit in the yard, grab yourself a glass, just slowly sip, and there's your winter right there.
And if you like old fashioned as well too, I recommend that you try an old fashioned with this single malt. It'll surprise you.
Now, this is on the lower end of the price.
We'll talk about, like, depending on the liquor store in your states, obviously around like the 50, between $50 and $60 mark kind of things.
And again, you unwrap the wrapping paper, you see that, you see a gift that says, oh, someone cares.
Yes, no, absolutely. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Just the name Glenfiddich. You're like, okay.
Yes, you can. This is the most rewarded whiskey in the world, full stop. They were the first one to get up there and market themselves as single malts when everyone else was doing blended malts back in the days. So they are the pioneer and the most awarded whiskey in the world. So you can't go wrong with that. Absolutely not.
All right, let's stay on the whiskey.
Okay, so we're gonna a little bit up in the price.
Are we going to Balvenie next?
Yes, we're gonna go to Balvenie. So Balvenie, it's owned by William Grant and Son as well too. So Balvenie was very special about it, and they're still using like what we call the 5 rare crafts. And one of them include like growing their own barley and malting their own barley, which is something that most of the distillery don't do anymore. They buy it from suppliers. Balvenie still has today malt their own barley. They have the cooper on site. They tend the stills as well too. So this is a very traditional, like, it's unique. Like I said, it's not many people still doing, all these steps. It asks a lot of patience and love. And this one is a special one. It's called the Caribbean Cask. So if you like travel a little bit, want to go to the Caribbean, a little finish on cask which contain rum, before that.
And does that flavor, do those notes really stick to the casks, and do they make their way to the Scotch?
It does. It's incredible. And that's the things when you start to tour the distillery and discover all the innovation and everything they're trying. You go to the warehouses and you see all those barrels laying around. Sometimes, a lot of them smaller than other, and you wonder what's going on here. And basically, they're experimenting a lot. And what you discover, and they spend most of this time in bourbon barrel, like aged bourbon barrel, as most of the whiskey. But the finishing, it's something which not completely change the whiskey. Actually, it's just add an extra layer and just few extra months between the difference of oak. And actually, what happened is the whiskey breathes through the barrel. So when you go inside the oak, you actually extract a little bit of the flavor from the past. So when you talk about, a cask which contained rum beforehand, you can imagine that it's going to extract some of those, notes from the rum and give it back to the whiskey. And that's why it's truly amazing. The finishing, actually, Balvenie, the 12 years old double wood that we have in our range as well too. David Stewart, who is an absolute legend in the industry as the malt master, he's the first one who developed this technique of finishing that we call it in the industry.
And we're talking about holiday gifts. You can buy spirits, you can buy to really win over someone. Can you hold up that bottle again?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Right there.
Beyond, you can talk all day about the notes and the flavor and what makes it special. Again, for people who are just visual, it looks like something classic. Before you even open up the bottle, it from a pure marketing perspective, it just looks special.
This is like the if you're into car, for example, this is the all-time classic that you're gonna look and be like, oh man, I'd love to give it a, take it for the spin, or I'd love to own that car. This is Balvenie. This is the thing. Like every whiskey aficionados, every whiskey collector, will have one bottle at home, will have a special expression. It's been around forever. This company has been distilling whiskey for more than 125 years now. And it's just, again, you can't go wrong. I'm only showing you things which it would be zero disappointment all the way here. So please take a look at this.
Yeah, we're in a situation, obviously, where we're not doing big family gatherings for the holidays. And perfect gift to send, or perfect gift to drop off at a friend or neighbor or family member's doorstep.
Yes.
For the holiday.
I'd be very happy if you drop one of those on my doorsteps.
And let's be honest, during the pandemic, has there been anything better than e-commerce and getting stuff in the mail, having anything delivered? I've been looking forward to anything that's been left in my door. Bills, catalogs, whatever. It's just an exciting, here's something from the outside world. But imagine if it's whiskey.
It is. We have a parcel pending, text message, system where I live, and it's like when you receive that message, like, oh, parcel pending, and then you just run down and go and get it, and you can get any of those products I'm showing you. You can get them delivered to your door. You don't even need to go to the liquor store if you don't feel like.
I downloaded the app that ties into your email address and lets you know whenever you order something online, when it's shipping, where it is, and it lets you know when the delivery is close. I'm like, this is great.
It's insane. And it's going way too fast as well too. Sometimes you feel like, and I feel like I just ordered this. It's already there. It's like, if you look at literally the liquor delivery, you can get most of your product in less than a couple of hours.
It's like there are guys in a truck outside just waiting for you to place your order, and then
waiting.
This is great. They're just
good thing. And if you want to go a little bit further, you can get one of these delivered to your house. So this is very. You can see the packaging here. That's why I kept it in a box, because I really want to show you. That is
beautiful.
This is stunning. So if you want a special gift I was talking about, and you get it all the way up to $300, I'm saying it's not for every wallet, but if you want to make it special, this is unique.
We all have someone on our list who would love that.
Absolutely. We released this new dram last year, at the end of last year, and it's called Glenfiddich Grand Cru. It's a 23 years old single malt. And again, talking about cask finishes, as you can tell from my accent, I grew up in France, and I love bubbles, to celebrate the big occasion, special occasion. And this is actually finished in cask, which contain sparkling wine from France. So no need to tell you, the nuts coming out of this, like the finish, like the brioche and all those layers of, it's incredible.
Brioche.
Yes, brioche, toasted brioche. I don't know if you do that too much in America, but for us, it's a classic kind of like breakfast. The toasted brioche with the jam on it.
Delicious.
Yes, this is what you'll get. Some of those nuts that you'll get out of this whiskey.
Actually, Seb, in America, our extended brioche is eating a big sloppy cheeseburger and a brioche bun. That's how we do it in the States.
Oh, well, we put the jam where I come from. So, but you get the idea. The finish is long and it's just lingering. I mean, it's kind of one of those things that the word cannot describe. But that's, yes, if you can, please try to explore this option. I mean, it's just the bottle is stunning on its own.
This is one of those things where if you have a bottle and you finish it off, you have that box that it came in, and you feel like you have to keep it, like, because it is kind of its own piece of art. I don't know what you do with it after you finish the bottle, but I'd sure feel guilty getting rid of it because it's so cool looking. It's
a luxury item. Let's be honest. It's a luxury item, and it's totally what it's going for. Yeah, the packaging, like I said, like the taste on its own is amazing, but even the package, like, you don't want to throw away the box. I will keep that box. I will keep that bowl. Refill it with. I mean, I don't know. You can even do like a water bowl with this. I'm not putting this in the bin. That's for sure.
No way. All right, that's gorgeous. All right, so are we moving on to the gin, to Hendricks?
Yeah. Okay.
Who doesn't love Hendricks Gin? I mean, this is...
Well, that's right. And I've been an ambassador for so many years for that brand. Before I look after the whole portfolio now, I can tell you that I love doing those tasting, with consumer. And people are like, oh, I don't like gin, or this is my favorite gin. And then you give them the taste of Hendricks, and they're like, wow, that's so different. Like, I mean, I like this. I don't like gin, but I like Hendricks. I'm like, okay, cool. Welcome to.
Well, this is like the Milagro conversation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some people just haven't had the right gin or the right tequila.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people are still thinking gin as a, their grandfather or grandmother drink, with a squeeze of lemon or squeeze of lime, and they just don't like the tonic water too much and stuff like that. This is a gin which literally changed the face of the industry, and I can say this very proudly because even when that gin was released, I was still a bartender at the time, and it was incredible to see people turning into gin via Hendricks and really discovering something different, because what they did here, on top of the classic botanicals that you use to make a gin, so here you have 11 botanicals, including juniper, which is a predominant flavor for gin. This is, they use the addition of cucumber and roses at the end of the distillation process. So essences of cucumber and roses. And what they did is, instead of recommend the classic lime or lemon twist, or like a squeeze of lime in a gin and tonic, we recommended a slice of cucumber. And that, just this little details, just this little element, make it like a more like vegetal, like it's vegetal is probably not the right words, but you know what I mean? It is fresh. It feels fresh. It feels refreshing when you drink a G&T with Hendricks, and people absolutely loved it. It just.
So are you saying with the infusions of cucumber and rose petals, does this mean I don't need to eat salad? If I just drink Hendricks gin, am I good? Can I just skip the veggies?
That's a good question. I mean, technically, if you have a slice of cucumber a day, I mean, it does count. It does count. Yeah.
Oh, this is great. This is the best health-related interview I've done all year.
You could actually do like otherwise a little cucumber juice as well too, if you really want to push it a step further. And we have a lot of recipe for that online with cucumber juice that you can try.
But that sounds great. The cucumber garnish, pulling out the notes of cucumber. It's refreshing.
It is refreshing. It is unique, and people really get into it. I have to say, I just remember working behind the bar and seeing people with gin and tonic in their hands, and you could see the cucumber slice, and you could, automatically recognize, they're drinking Hendricks, and he just, took the world by storm. And now you can see so many innovation in the world of gin because of Hendricks, who did this more than 20 years ago now.
I like the balance of what we're talking about here. We go from the Glenfiddich Grand Cru to Hendricks, which is award-winning, super well-regarded, spirit, but it's also super affordable too. Like it is.
It is a bottle of Hendricks like that, for example. I mean, I got the 175 here. I think you can find it for around $40, I believe, maybe $40 or $50 for 175. Right? This is a big boy. The small bottle, the classic one, would be around $30.
Yeah, which is perfect. So you mentioned G&Ts, but what are some other good uses for Hendricks specifically?
Well, the Hendricks Martini. I mean, if you talk about gin, you have to mention the Martini, which is one of the, I call it the queen of the cocktails, because the king is the old-fashioned, the original. But when you talk about the Martini, this is the all-time classic as well too. This is something that when you walk into a bar, and if you're a Martini drinker, when you walk into a bar and you're going to order your first Martini of the day after your big day at work, you're going to look at the bartender and look at the, just the craft of him stirring your Martini. And every moment before you finally hold it in your hands, you're going to be like, thank you, finally. And the first sip is just going to take you away. This is how I drink my Martini. This is a very important drink during the week. So little surprise if you never, heard about this one, because if you like already Hendricks, you're like, oh yeah, I'm already into it. This is my favorite gin I go to. What about Hendricks Orbium, which is something that we released last year as well? I mean, a couple of years ago at the end of the year. This is totally unique and actually more focused on the Martini itself, because he was following recommendation for bartenders. So this is the same recipe essentially with the 11 botanicals, the roses and the cucumber essences, but we added also essences of quinine and blue lotus, blossom.
And that makes it.
That makes it. Think about it. The quinine, it's what gives you. It's what make tonic water.
Right.
So if you look at tonic water, quinine is an element will make it so particular in terms of taste and make it a little bit bitter. Okay. So I'm not saying this is a bitter gin, but obviously it's going to be on the bitter side. And the blue lotus, blossom is going to give it this crazy nose, like very tropical, which is kind of hard to explain, but you have to open the bottle and smell it. It's going to be very tropical. It's going to add an extra layer of flavor as well too. And this in a Martini, it is stunning. If you're a Martini lover, you're going to give it a try to Orbium and, stir yourself a Martini.
Again, this portfolio, something for the whole family to enjoy.
Innovation right there. Never slipped, never, this portfolio is amazing, because when you look at the talents, in the team and the amount of, amazing product that they created, you could think like, oh, well, they're going to, stop there and enjoy the fruit of their hard work, but they keep pushing the boundaries. And this is another example of what they do. I've got a whole cabinet here as well too. I can take you through the whole thing. We got so much going on.
Well, grab something else.
All right. Let me see.
Who wouldn't want to hang out at Sebastien's place?
Oh, yes.
When this pandemic's over, we're all going to Colorado to hang out with this guy.
Yes, let's do this.
Look at this.
All right, I got two more options for you.
Already, just looking at what you're doing, I know for a fact your 2020 has been better than everyone else's.
I've been doing okay. I can complain because of the supply of beautiful, liquid I get access to. So I can't really complain. My friends have been loving me lately. I don't know what it is.
Huh?
Yeah, it's weird. They want to come to my place. I don't know.
Strange. Yeah,
it's strange. I must be a very cool guy.
That's it.
Anyway. Okay, in the bottom of in terms of prices, we're gonna go back, on the lower range again. Not too much on the lower range. I'm talking about still quality products in terms of this little bad boy here, Monkey Shoulder. Okay, so Monkey Shoulder, again, talking about innovation. This is a product we released a few years ago, and again, it changed the face of the category itself, because if you talk about single malts, like, Balvenie and the Glenfiddich, a lot of people feel like you need to be enjoying neat or on ice, just neat, probably the preferred way, which is fine. But we wanted to create something that people can mix and people can make cocktail with, but without having to go through a blended Scotch, which are generally a little bit peaty, so you interfere with cocktail when you talk about, fruitiness. And because the blended Scotch use, grain whiskey in the mix, they tend to sometimes disappear a little bit in a certain type of cocktail because the actual body of the whiskey is almost like not strong enough in a way, Mm-hmm. So this is the blended malt. This is the blend of single malts. Blend of single malt from Speyside, Monkey Shoulder, and this is made for mixing. So highly recommend it. I got a big boy here again, $175, and the bottle is around $60. So you can get a blend of single malts for $60 and a 175 liters.
And this is the way to go if you're looking specifically for something to use in mixed drinks.
In mixed drinks, but you can also, because it's a blend of single malt, it's still a very high quality, liquid, high quality Scotch. So you can have this neat, you can have this on ice. We're a little bit more, like I say, we wanted to break the rules, the mold a little bit of the single malt industry where it can be very stiff sometimes. Oh, don't add water in your whiskey, don't touch it, leave it as it is. Here it's like, enjoy your whiskey the way you want it, but still enjoy a quality product, at an affordable price. And the dedication of the brand as well too. You see those little three monkeys here. That was the original batch, Max. It was just a mix of like three different Speyside whiskey from Scotland. And the name Monkey Shoulder, fun fact here for you, it's actually in honor of the maltmen. The maltmen, they were turning the barley by hand, just using a shovel, and they were just doing this movement all day. So they were suffering from like a strain injury in the shoulder. Will make them look like apes, after a long day or a long week of work. And it used to be called the Monkey Shoulder. So, dedication to their hard work. This is where the name comes from.
You said something about needing to break the rules, do different things. I would imagine you've been in the business long enough. It's probably important to keep innovating because we live in a world now where craft distillers are all over the world, and they're coming up with wildly wonderful, interesting, innovative stuff. And I think it keeps a brand like William Grant on its toes. Like we need to be aggressive and competitive.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's a motivation for everyone. It's an inspiration for everyone as well too. When you look at what's happening out there, there is some amazing work from craft distillery. The only, for me, like personally, when I see the only where I draw the line is being weird and innovative for just sake of it. You know what I mean? Like you still have to make sense. You still have to, for example, in a gin in particular, because gin is quite a tricky one. Because you have to follow a certain set of rules and still be, one of them is still being predominant juniper flavor. And you got a lot of gin out there who taste more like a flavor vodka than a gin. So that's where sometimes, it's going a little bit out of control. But in general, it's a good thing for the industry as a whole.
All right. You grabbed another bottle besides Monkey Shoulder.
Oh, yes. Oh, this is almost finished on that one. And that's because I know some people like it peaty. So, when you think about whiskey.
So for people listening, this is Balvenie.
This is Balvenie. Sorry, as you can see the label. Sorry, I'll just put it closer here. This is Balvenie. It's called Pitwick. Okay. So why Pitwick? And that's to go back to the story I told you before, that we still, at the distillery Balvenie, they still malt their own barley. So that allowed them to be creative when it comes down to the actual flavor. Because if you're a bit of a whiskey geek, you'll know that the way they get the smoky flavor in the peaty whiskey, usually coming from Islay, is because during the process of malting the barley. Okay, this is where the magic happens. So 1 week a year, the Balvenie gonna do a special batch of the barley. Okay, and instead of using coal, they're going to use la tourbe. Oh my God, I just forgot the name in English. Tourbe is in French. I'm doing a blank. I'll get back to me. Jesus. So this is how we create the peaty whiskey. Okay. So this is a special edition, 40 years, but made with barley, which have been, peated. So it's quite light, not too full on like you will think about a Lafroig, whiskey, for example. So nice and approachable.
I like the background. I like learning about that stuff. I like I like
Yes.
brands with a little history, maybe even a little quirk. I love the stories.
Yeah, and the Balvenie go plenty. I mean, if you look at what those guys went through, like you're saying, through the years, through history, and they're still there, they're still innovating, they're still delivering quality product. I mean, I could show you the whole range, and they're still doing incredible stuff. I probably got a bottle of the 21 years old as well too. I have to dig it in my cabinet, but this is the 21 years old. It's finished in portwood, and again, talking about cask finishing. When you talk about port, port is quite rich and sweet and fruity. So imagine the whiskey just for a few months coming into the portwood and sucking out some of those flavors. The 21 years old Balvenie portwood finish. It's precious. Very, very good.
So we've talked about a lot of great gift ideas, a lot of great spirits too. Some takeaways for me: the Caribbean cask for the Balvenie, with the cask that previously held rum. That sounds absolutely fantastic. And just going back to Milagro, just forget what you know about tequila and drink some good stuff.
Yes, that's it. As I said to people, drink probably less but better quality. I mean, if you want to go that route, I will say invest a little bit more into quality products, and I'll save you some, unwanted, headache or hangover, because trust me, it does affect you. People still can't believe it, but hand product will affect your mood on the morning, if I can say. So be mindful of that.
And then there's Glenfiddich, the Grand Cru, which really, if you're looking to impress, maybe it's your first year dating someone and you're meeting parents for the first time or trying to win those parents over, that's how you do it. You do the Grand Cru, the 23. That says, I am going to be good to your kid.
I'm right coming
there.
Home. Right there. Yeah, this is amazing. And again, talking about cask finishes, this is where you realize that the importance of, 23 years old, it's a long time to spend in the barrel already, when you think about it. And that's what always amazed me with the malt master, the way they do their work, because they're literally laying down what people will drink in 20 years. And even sometimes some of their work, they won't even see it coming out. So, the next malt master will have to take over. Luckily enough for Balvenie and still for Glenfiddich, because he's still around, David Stewart is still around. He's been 50 years in the business, 50 in a business. And he's an absolute legend when it comes down to whiskey. And we're lucky he's still around, still overlooking Balvenie and helping with the development of new products.
You know how I know you're good at what you do, Seb? You've made me want to drink everything that's in front of you. Just little sips. But I mean, again, it's the history, it's the background, it's this almost romantic way you talk about this stuff.
Yes,
and
there is. Yeah, it's a love affair. It's a love affair.
Well,
show it. Quickly, two more very quick examples. If you're a collector, look for stuff like that. That's a Balvenie, 17 years old, but that's a sherry cask only. Okay, so this doesn't make, we don't sell it anymore. You'll only find it in collector sites. Okay, but just to let you know, this is another thing that if you love whiskey, you want to try a sherry cask. Only sherry cask, no bourbon here, no bourbon cask. And you can see it by the color, actually. It's very red.
It is.
That's where you can recognize you spend a lot of time in sherry. This is amazing. This is where you can jump on this website and look for the good stuff. Another one, which is a good commitment, again, of Glenfiddich to the work. You see this little print here?
I kind of do.
Yes, it's like a handprint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the Glenfiddich Project XX. All right, and this is
another beautiful bottle, a gorgeous looking bottle.
And if you like story, that's why I like this story, because I think this is a symbol of the respect that Glenfiddich and the company in general has for the ambassadors. So as you say, I'm an ambassador from the company. I work on Hendricks, I work on Monkey Shoulder, I'm doing the whole portfolio now. I even used to do all the whiskey portfolio back in Australia. This was actually it was created by the ambassador of Glenfiddich. So we have ambassadors all around the world, and they get together at the distillery. They were able to work with the malt master. The malt master introduced them to a series of different like samples from different casks, and the ambassador, just through the nosing process and research and stuff like that, selected a certain amount of casks and put it together, and Glenfiddich released this out of it.
Oh, that's a pretty high honor.
It's very cool, and I'm kicking myself. I was not part of that team that day, but that's very, very cool. I recommend that you grab a bottle because you might not be here for much longer.
I was going to say that's probably a super small batch, right?
Yes. It's the last bottles are on the shelf as we speak. But that liquid as well too is very delicious, and it means a lot to me because the ambassadors, created it. It's amazing.
I love it. All right, so lots of great stuff for the holidays. You've been so kind and generous sharing the stories and details. Sebastien, I love talking to you about this stuff. You get people excited about spirits, which I get. I know that's your gig, but you get people excited about it.
I didn't even forget my words. See, I forgot about the peat. I call it the tourbe, which is in French. We're talking about peat. Oh my God, I had a brain freeze.
It all comes back.
Yes, I love it.
So I wish you happy holidays. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. You too. Take care. Stay safe at home, and make sure you surround yourself by the right.
Stay hydrated.
Drain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stay hydrated.